Today's show is sponsored by Mecatherm. Are you having issues with baking croissants? Think it's the oven? With their MecaFlex line integrating the new MTA oven, you can produce homogeneous, perfectly baked croissants with 6 combinations of energy transfer. Flexible, precise, and efficient. This equipment manufactures more and preserves the productivity, baking homogeneity, and optimizing your time to market. Well, my friends, reach out to the experts at Mecatherm to solve your issues today. Contact them at mecatherm.fr. Hello, viewers of the Ask Dr. Lin show. Thank you for taking the time out to join me today. I'm so psyched to talk about croissants. Why? Because I'm such a doughhead and I'm a sucker for good pastries. French pastries, that is, and I have a treat for you today. Yum! Croissant, fermented bread. It's my favorite. Look at the layers in there. No, this is not your treat. It's mine. Anyway, Leah from Mecatherm is joining me, and after you hear her talk, you may just want to take that next flight to France to buy the freshest croissants. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Lin from Bakerpedia, the world's most popular resource for technical baking information. Why do I say that? Well, because just in the past week alone, bakers like you read over 33,000 pages on Bakerpedia. Not only that, more questions are coming in from all over the world for us to address. Now, if you can't find any answers, place your questions on any topic on Bakerpedia, and I will do my best to answer them on the show. Can I finish this croissant first?
No.
Okay, fine. All right, here goes. I'm going to focus today's show on croissants, how to make them, and how to make them last longer. A croissant is a flaky and crispy pastry. How do bakers make it flaky? Check out our croissant page. Croissants are made by laminating fat between layers of yeasted dough. When the dough expands, the fat melts away, and a flaky layering effect happens. What's more important than the type of fat is the type of flour. It is important that the flour is resilient enough for layering and it can go through machining properly. Therefore, a bread flour like hard white or hard red winter wheat with an 11 to 12% protein would be ideal. In other countries, choose a flour type that is between a pastry and bread flour. Or you might have to mix in equal parts of both, because you really need that resiliency and the bounce for a good flaky pastry like a croissant. As mentioned above, check into the flour first to see if you have the right type of flour that would hold up to the layering effect. Also, get a shortening with a higher melting point or lower that proofing temperature to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 29 degrees Celsius. And since the French are the best at producing croissants, I've asked my French sponsors at Mecatherm to give their 2 cents on how to improve your croissant volume.
Part of the solution lies in knowing the ingredients. One of the essential ingredients of croissant is fat. It represents about a quarter of the total weight of the croissant. Each fat has its own melting point. For example, the margarine melting point is higher than the butter one. So temperature is key parameter during proofing. If it's too high, there is a risk of fat melting. Consequently, you will lose all or part of the layering, what impacts the volume. In addition, considering the proofing device is fundamental to preserve the product quality. Croissants, and especially long shelf life croissants, are delicate products, so we recommend being attentive to the traveling path and the thermal exchange. A shockless top transfer avoids product collapsing and maintains volumes. In the same way, an homogeneous heat and humidity transfer into the proofer helps product leavening and homogeneity. Our new MUB proofer takes into account all these points, and to obtain the perfect croissant, our baker recommends a long dwell time in proofing, about 2 hours at low temperature, 25-26.
So what's the difference in baking a baguette and a croissant? It's in their temperature profiles. You can't use the same profile for both of them. So when you start and stop your process to switch from one to the other, it will affect the quality of your product. How do you circumvent this issue? Here's what Leah has to say.
Indeed, MTA oven enables to bake a wide range of products. 6 combinations of heat transfer modes are available for each of the oven-independent heating zone. Bakers can thus develop a tailor-made baking curve for each product by selecting a temperature, a heating intensity, and a heating mode, either by convection, radiation, or combination of both, and this for each product baking phase. Adding to this possibility of injecting steam and managing precisely humidity into each module, as well as the possibility to bake on any support, you can understand why the MTA oven can bake a very wide range of products, while exactly meeting the quality criteria required by our customers. It ensures a quick changeover thanks to rapid temperature rise and decrease, and for each recipe, an automatic setting of parameters.
Wow, congratulations on growing your business. I know ways to go about this, but let's have Leah talk about the 3 main ways of doing this.
3 processes are available. 1. Proof and bake. You produce raw frozen croissant. 2. Sew and bake. Pre-proof frozen croissant or produced. 3. Sew and serve. You provide frozen baked croissant to the retail store. Each has advantages and disadvantages. Indeed, unfermented frozen croissant is fast and cheaper to produce, but this product demands a high level of yeast, and this yeast needs to be tolerant to freezing. And the storage conditions need to be very perfect if you want to keep the quality of the product. Sew and serve is the most convenient process because baked products are very well managed at freezing, and products are also available all day long, and you don't need any store bakery, for instance. A better croissant quality also means moving toward cleaner production, which meets the consumer demand. Producing clean label in a consistent way implies a very good mastery of the manufacturing process via tolerant and precise equipment, as well as an agile line architecture.
Don't forget, you need to keep an eye on your 2 main ingredients, flour and fat. When you keep the flour proteins consistent, you get a better dough that is flexible and resilient to the changes of the melting fat. A higher protein will also mean a better crisp. In addition, get a fat or shortening that has more beta crystals. Yes, you heard me. Talk to your fat supplier and they will know what you want. Beta and beta prime crystals give you better laminating characteristics, but they might be pricier. A consistent presence of beta or beta prime will give you a consistent croissant quality as well. Croissants are best eaten on the day they are baked, mainly because they lose their crisp after a while. And if you're baking in humid weather, your crispness will be lost within a couple of hours. However, don't forget there are different kinds of croissants. The ones sold in the delis in American bakery chains are higher in protein and therefore results in a more rubbery texture. This is because they can hold up better for use in sandwiches. If you're going to make croissants for sandwiches, then you want them to last longer than a day, so that you have a longer runway to sell them. And because of that, I would like to suggest these tips. Use a thermal profile to bake the croissants to a 10% arrival and no more. Use an extended shelf life solution, or ESL, that provides enzymes. Use cultured wheat or some form of anti-molding preservative. And lastly, use gloves when packaging your croissants. There you have it. Good luck on making better quality and more consistent croissants that have a shelf life of more than 1 day. All right, I'd like to do a shout out to our sponsor, Macatherm. Have you checked out their MTA oven? Yes, it has 6 heat transfer modes as seen here, with a combination of top and bottom convection and radiant heat, or a combination of both. For example, you can have top convection heat coupled with bottom radiant heat to bake that croissant to a crisp. Why is this important? Precision bakers! It gives you the power and flexibility to precisely control your oven profiles. How cool is that? Or should I say, how hot is that? Contact them today at macatherm.fr to learn more. Hey, before I end this episode, I have a favor to ask you. Please give me a like below if I've helped you understand how to bake a consistent and high quality croissant. Also, please subscribe to this channel so that you will get a notification every time I upload a new baking science video. Well, that's all I have for today. Till the next time, bakers, have a croissant question? Bakerpedia it! Or watch this episode again. Bye.